Welcome everybody to Forza Horizon 3, and today we're taking a look at the Logitech G car pack. And unlike the previous car pack that I did a full review on, I am not going to make it as long as that. I am going to quick fire through all of these cars, and then to compensate, I'm going to do a review for every single one of them, bar the barn find that is in this recent update. So yeah, the first car is this car, the 2016 Bentley AXP10 Speed 6 Concept. And yeah, it's got 633 horsepower, 619 pounds-feet of torque from its 6-litre W12 twin turbocharged engine, and it weighs 4,497 pounds. And yeah, it looks pretty nice on the inside, though I'm a bit at odds with the looks. But anyway, let's go see what it can do, because I am happy to report, because it is more powerful and lighter than a normal Bentley Continental GT, which is the car it's based on. It's ballistic in terms of acceleration, quite frankly, which you will now see. No Bentley Continental gets off the line as quickly as that, and because you do have that engine with its turbochargers and being as big as it is, now only having to deal with a lot less weight, let's just put it like that. It's, yeah, a lot quicker. And because it does also have less weight, it means it brakes better and it handles better as well. This is a genuinely fun car to drive. And that's not me hating on the Continental, because I do like that car. But there's no doubt that that car is a lot, way too heavy, quite frankly. And I know it's not technically trying to be a sports car, but with that amount of power, it's clearly trying to compete in that kind of category, and this now is on the level of supercars, quite frankly. But no, it's not as sharp as a Lamborghini or Audi R8 or any of those other supercars that have four-wheel drive as well, but it's damn near close, and yeah, far more unique as well. But obviously, only being a concept car, you're not going to find this anywhere in terms of driving. But hopefully Bentley do put it in production, because I am really rather fond of where they're going with it. But yeah, let's take a look at the next car. And this is the next car, the 1996 HSV GTSR. Now this is a pretty rare thing, less than 100 of them were made, and even though it does look like something that should be on a racetrack, there were no actual race versions of this car. But yeah, it's got a pretty solid engine. It's got a 308 horsepower, 350 pounds-feet of torque, 5.7 litre V8 engine, which as you can see is also fuel injected. And yeah, the car itself weighs 3,591 pounds, which isn't all that much, quite frankly, especially for that amount of power. And yeah, race inspired as a, well, not really race inspired, but it's certainly a car that, you know, you could easily take out onto the track and people would think it is a race car. But yeah, it's still a normal road car, as you can see by the fact that it's got all the usual luxuries in it, even airbags. And yeah, I think it looks solid. And once again, they've put in another Australian car that I have never heard of before. So yeah, let's take it out for a drive and see what it can do. I do like it when they put new cars in that I've never heard of before, and this again is another one of them, because I'm not all that clued up on Australian cars or even Australian car culture, so I'm really glad that they are representing Australia as much as they are, which I guess is the only right thing to do, considering we are in Australia in terms of the game settings, so, you know, can't really complain about that. But yeah, the car itself, as you can see, certainly no slouch. Engine sounds really good as well, and with that rear wing on it, on the rear end, it's just decent in terms of handling, but it does like to slide around a fair bit, which is no surprise with a car as much power as this does and being only rear wheel drive. But yeah, another nice car from Australia that I've never heard of, and yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm going to grow to love this one, because even with my short time in driving it, since the car pack came out, I have, yeah, really rather enjoyed it. It's like all the other Australian cars that have been either newly released to this game in the series or in the previous Forza Motorsport game. I'm really digging the kind of Australian cars I've been putting in lately. So yeah, really glad to put it in. I highly recommend you trying it out. So yeah, let's take a look at the next car. So this is the third car in the car park, the 2017 Jaguar F-PACE S. And it's got 380 horsepower, 332 pounds-feet of torque, 3 litre supercharged V6, and the car itself weighs 4,015 pounds. So yeah, this is Jaguar's first foray into the SUV market, following along the likes of Porsche, which were the first sports car manufacturer to really go into this sector, and then everyone else has pretty much followed suit. And yeah, can't say I'm a massive fan of the way it looks. They've done the kind of Porsche thing where they've tried to make their sports car, make their SUV car look like a sports car, and it just looks like a massive saloon car at the front and a rather inflated F-type in the rear end. But yeah, I'm sure it will sell like hotcakes, and yeah, I'm sure plenty of other people will like it. And I certainly like it in terms of the driving, so we'll take it out there and see what it can do. Being a Jaguar, it's not going to handle awful, but yeah, I just don't see why they need to do this kind of car, really. For more intents and purposes, I thought Jaguar were doing really well with their current kind of cars, so I don't see the reason why they need to. But they have, so we're just going to have to live with it. But yeah, it just feels like they're just following a trend more than they're making a car that they want to make. But that's just the way it's going nowadays. Bentley are also making their own SUV now as well, and Jaguar and Porsche and BMW making people carriers of all things. It's, yeah, I'm just not satisfied with the way a lot of car makers are going in their kind of direction. But this car's alright. It is in terms of handling anyway. It's as good as you're going to expect from a car that weighs more than 4,000 pounds and doesn't have all that much power to start with. This is probably one of my least favourite out of the car pack, but I'm sure it will make a solid extreme off-road save the world car. It's certainly got the potential for it, being an off-road vehicle already. It'll be interesting to see how much power it can get out of this engine. 380 horsepower is really not all that much, quite frankly, especially considering its rivals. But yeah, let's take a look at the next car. So yeah, this is the next car, the 2017 Mercedes-AMG GT R. So this is basically a more powerful, lighter version than the GTS. And yeah, it's got 577 horsepower, 516 pounds-feet of torque from a 4 litre twin-turbo charged V8, and it weighs 3,428 pounds. So yeah, quite a bit lighter than the standard version, and yeah, quite a bit more powerful as well, not just in terms of horsepower but in terms of torque as well, from quite frankly one of the best V8 engines out there today. So yeah, as you can see, it's got a permanent wing this time round, not just the one that comes up at a certain rate of speed and then disappears again afterwards. But yeah, just a usual kind of thing. So yeah, let's see what this car can do. Now I really like the GTS, so I'm hoping that this car is going to be as good as it, because you know that car has a great sounding engine and has turbochargers on it as well, but you wouldn't think it from the sound of it. It's done the complete opposite to what some other cars have done with turbochargers, which have, you know, basically let them rule the roost. And this is broadly the same from the sound of it. Trying to listen out for the turbochargers, but the whole I can't hear them. I will say this doesn't sound as nice as the other one, the standard one. Maybe I'm just remembering it wrong, but mean, it still sounds good, certainly, but I just think because obviously they've had to get more power out of the engine, they've obviously most likely just turned up the turbochargers, spooled them up better. But yeah, it still sounds great, and being a more track-focused car, it's certainly going to handle a lot better as well with that wing and the splitter, etc. But yeah, let's take a look at the next car in the car pack. So yeah, this is the next car in the car pack, and I guess you could say it's the joke vehicle out of the lot. It's the 2014 Morgan freewheeler. So yeah, it's got an 82 horsepower, 103 pounds-feet of torque, 2 litre V-twin engine, and the car itself weighs 1,200 pounds, which isn't all that much. And yeah, this is basically a Reliant Robin, but the other way around in terms of design, because yeah, it's got 2 wheels at the front, 1 wheel at the back, and it is 1 wheel rear wheel drive. That's a bit of a tongue twister there. But yeah, I quite like it, to be honest. I just think it's, you know, it's easily one of the more unique cars on the game, and that's saying a lot considering what cars are on this game. But yeah, even though it is what you would call a comedy vehicle, it's certainly not one that you'd, you know, it's not exactly unserious, because it's got quite a serious performance. So let's see that performance and see what it can do. So yeah, even though it does only have 82 horsepower, weighing only 1,200 pounds means it's going to be quick, even though it does only have 1 rear wheel. Plus that V-twin engine is really rather unique in terms of the sound. As you can see, it's not all that slow. Little chubby steering wheel inside it where you can't see the speedometer at all. Very useful. Yeah, the handling is, let's say, weird, to put it lightly. Yeah, it doesn't really, you know, go around corners fast. If you do try and go around a corner fast, then you end up sliding all over the place, which is to be expected. You don't have all that much grip when you've only got 3 wheels. Yeah, it just slides all over the place. I've actually lost a wheel guard. But yeah, unique is the best thing to say about this car. Unique engine, unique design, unique layout. So yeah, if you want something that's unique and certainly going to attract attention, then this is the car for you. Because yeah, there's no other car like it in terms of how it looks. Anyway, let's take a look at the next car. So this is the next car, the 1965 Pontiac GTO, and this is an old favourite. I don't think this has been on a Forza game since Forza Motorsport 4. So yeah, really rather missed it. And yeah, it's got 360 horsepower, 424 pounds-feet of torque from its 6.3 litre V8 engine, and it weighs 3,468 pounds. So yeah, that's quite a lot of power from a car from 1965. I mean, if you look at the equivalent, the car that practically started off the muscle car whole golden era at that time, the Ford Mustang, this has nearly 100 horsepower more than it. And quite frankly, this is a more practical car as well, and way faster in terms of acceleration. But yeah, this is quite frankly a car that I've been wanting back in the Forza games for a long time, and I'm glad to finally have. Maybe it's a sign of other muscle cars to come. But yeah, let's take it out and see what it can do. So yeah, 360 horsepower is a lot from 1965. You'd be hard pressed to find another muscle car from that year at least, with more power than it. Even the Ford Mustang Boss 302 doesn't have more power than this. This has 70 horsepower more than that, and it doesn't weigh all that much more than it either. So yeah, as you can see, typical muscle car, lots of power, so yeah, lots of wheel spin at the same time. Low revving as well, barely 5,000 RPM. And handling wise, well, you know, it's a car that weighs as much as it does from that era. It's bound to be a bit wobbly, but it's manageable for the most part. Watch it, Lamborghini. Oh dear. And yeah, there's not much else to say really. If you're not a fan of muscle cars, you're not going to be a fan of this car by any means, but I am a fan of muscle cars, so I am a fan of it. And yeah, hugely looking forward to seeing what else you can do with it upgrade wise. Obviously you can do more in this game than you can in previous ones. But yeah, best you can say about this is it's typical, and worst you can say about it is that it's showing its age. Anyway, let's move on to the final car in the car pack, and then we'll move on to the barn find. So yeah, this is the final car in the car pack, and it's an old favourite, the 1992 Toyota Supra 2 litre GT twin turbo. So yeah, it's got 206 horsepower, 203 pounds-feet of torque from its 2 litre inline 6 twin turbocharged engine, and the car itself weighs 3,329 pounds. So yeah, I don't think this has been in a Forza game since Forza Motorsport 4, like the Pontiac GTO, which is a shame really, because I love it, quite frankly. It's one of the little cars that I love that's from Japan, and there aren't all that many, but this is definitely one of them. And yeah, really glad it's back in the game, because yeah, like I said, I love it, and I used it to death on Forza Motorsport 4. It's one of the few non-muscle cars I used in that game in racing, quite frankly. And yeah, really glad it's in here. So let's take it out for a drive, if it will let me. There we go. So yeah, a common theme for this car pack has been great sounding engines, or at least unique sounding engines. I think the Jaguar F-PACE is the only one that has a bit more of an ordinary sounding engine. But all the rest sound great, and this is one of them. 2 litre inline 6 with turbochargers from the early 90s. Can't do much wrong really. Just screams up. Stupid Peugeot. It just screams all the way up to the rev limit. Yeah, love the sound of it. Stupid Countach. But yeah, because it's rear wheel drive and it's quite a long car, get some nice drifts out of it as well. Right, so yeah, like I said, there is a barn find. I've already found it and I've already unlocked it, and I'm just going to give you a few hints along the way. It's got an American V8 in it. It never had an American V8 in it in its original incarnation. It's British made, it's rear wheel drive, it's convertible, and it was one of my favourite cars that was released in Forza Motorsport, in the Forza Motorsport 6 season pass. If you haven't guessed it yet, you've not really been watching my videos, but yeah, we're going to go take a look at it now, because I am really glad it's back in this game. So yeah, see you when we have a look at it. So, can you guess it from this angle? Or maybe this angle? Why, of course, it's a 1967 Sunbeam Tiger. Yes, so glad they've finally put this back in the game. So yeah, it's got 200 horsepower, 282 pounds-feet of torque from its 4.7 litre V8 engine, which is actually from the Mustang, and somehow they actually shoehorned it in this car. God knows how. And there it is. Don't know what miracles you have to go through to get it in there. But yeah, it also weighs only 2,560 pounds, and as a result it can do 0 to 16 6.720 seconds, 0 to 116.717 seconds, and going to top speed of 135 mile an hour. So yeah, I love it. I love everything about this car, and I'm really glad it's back in, because like I said, it's one of my favourites from the previous Forza Motorsport game, and it's a car that I don't think I had heard of beforehand. I'm pretty sure I knew the year of the Sunbeam Alpine, because that was featured in the James Bond film Dr. No, but I don't think I ever heard of the Sunbeam Tiger. So let's take it for a quick drive. So yeah, I'm going to review all 7 of the cars in the car pack. The only one I'm not going to review is this, because obviously I've done it in Forza Motorsport 6, so you can go watch the video of that if you want to see hear more about the car. But yeah, I will review all 7 of them, because yeah, there are 7 solid cars. It's probably the most consistent car pack yet from this game. So yeah, I think it deserves a review. Well, all of them do, quite frankly. And yeah, I know you guys have missed out on reviews on this channel. So I thought, why not do it with the newest car pack? Just restart that kind of thing off. It's just been about finding time and space to do it, you see. But yeah, glad this car's in. It's gonna make a fun car to drive around, be it standard or upgraded. And obviously all of these cars are going to get either an extreme off-road silly build or an extreme power no handling episode of their own outside of the reviews. So yeah, look forward to them. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So yeah, thanks for watching. I highly recommend getting this car pack as well, by the way. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.